welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Day 2, training camp. Today was a good day. Today was a great day for the New York Giants, especially on the offensive side. This was kind of like a bounce back day, getting off of day 1. Day 1 wasn't anything spectacular. You know, guys just getting into the groove of training camp. But today, the offense did a lot of work. Unless you've been sleeping under a rock, or unless you're not on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, or any social media platform. Because if you look anywhere right now, there's highlights, clips of practice all over the place, and rightfully so. So just jumping right into it. Actually, before I jump into it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. The channel is growing, and it's all because of you guys. Absolutely all because of you guys. But again, we're getting closer and closer to the season. A lot of channels are coming out of hibernation. Just remember, Big Dash had you covered throughout a lot of this off season. But no, seriously, I appreciate the love and support you guys are giving me. And again, the channel is growing, and it is absolutely because of all you guys. So what I want to say is this, man. I think today was needed. For a few reasons, right? The number one reason is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones needed today. With everything that's been going on, all the outside noise, all the inside noise, you know, all of the questions he's been getting, I think today was a good day to boost his ego a little bit. Whether it was the individual drills and team drills, 11 on 11s, he looked pretty sharp. Not even pretty sharp. He looked, for a guy coming off in the ACL, for a guy that's been rusty, for a guy that did not participate in 11 on 11s, he absolutely needed today. And guess what? Everybody talked about the lack of weapons. New York Giants don't have weapons. You cannot say that anymore. The New York Giants have weapons. Yeah, especially at the wide receiver spot. They have the weapons on the outside. All shapes and sizes, man. We got a basketball team out there. From point guards to centers, we got it all when it comes to the wide receiver room. And everybody was on display today. Absolutely everybody was on display today. And most importantly, our number one draft pick, Malik Neighbors, was absolutely on display today. Had a few touchdown passes, today, whether it was individual drills or in team drills. Malik Neighbors was cooking. It was a nice battle between, it looked like every time, well, not every time, but in the individual drills, you saw a lot of Neighbors versus Tay Banks. And even though Neighbors got the best of Banks, in my opinion, today, it was all tight coverage. There was one pass, and I guess I'll throw up some clips while I'm talking, just throwing some clips from today. And again, shout out to all the beat writers that were there. Shout out to all the content creators that were there. Shout out to all the media people that were there today, putting up clips galore. I love when they open up the training camps, because you get all this information in real time. As soon as it happens, everybody's posting these videos. I'm sitting in the spaces like I normally do, and I'm just seeing video after video, clip after clip, and loving what I'm seeing. A lot of good news. And speaking of good news, before I get back to the wide receivers, speaking of good news, heard from Eluemunor today. He is fine. Just got some sore ribs. They held him out of team drills, but he was in the individual drills today. So they kept him out of the 11 on 11s and stuff like that, but he worked with the individuals today. At least that's what they're reporting. And also, you saw him at the podium after practice. And then also yesterday, you saw him tweet the thumbs up, saying that he's fine. So that's fantastic. Had that little bit of a scare, not knowing what his issue was going to be. Turns out it's just some sore ribs. Caught that people's elbow from Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence, please take it easy on these guys. Take it easy on these linemen, man. Not really, but you know what I mean. But getting back to the wide receivers, yeah, great battle between Neighbors and Banks today. I will say this, though. As far as on the defensive side, when it comes to the cornerbacks, Trey Hawkins, not the best day for Trey Hawkins. Not the best day for Cordell Flott either. Nick McLeod had a pretty good day. Well, him and Wan'Dale Robinson were going back and forth again, slot nickel versus the slot receiver. He won some, he lost some. Same thing with Wan'Dale Robinson. Won some, lost some. So it was fantastic to see the battles just today between the wide receivers and the secondary. And again, absolutely needed for Daniel Jones to have a big day today. I think this helps catapult, I guess his ego, or like I said, boost his self-esteem going into the rest of training camp. And guess what? We saw it today. Let's continue to see him grow and progress, and hopefully that happens. Again, he has a guy over his back, over his shoulder. Drew Lock is over his shoulder. Whether we want to admit it or not, Drew Lock is over his shoulder because Drew Lock made some plays today too. But Daniel Jones doing exactly what we thought he was doing, exactly what we expected him to do, or we would hope that he would do, and that's to make some plays early. And I'm assuming what Brian Dable said, his knee reacted, fine to yesterday's practice. He was a full go today too, so that's good news as well. So I want to talk about that again. Just throw some of these clips up while I'm talking. Other guys. So let's talk about the defense a little bit. Azeez Ojulari is now in that rotational spot or position. I'm hearing today from Matt Sitok that he had a couple of pressures, quote unquote pressures, would be sacks today in practice, looking unblockable when it comes against the second team, super fast. And guess what? That's what you expect to hear. A guy like Azeez Ojulari has the potential to be a starter. So when he's in that rotational role and running with the second team, or getting some, first team reps, you expect him to beat the guys in front of him. If that's going to be the case, if he's going against second team guys. Like I talked about Nick McLeod. I was a little worried about Belton a little bit. There was a touchdown play to, let me think, who was that to? I think the touchdown play was a slant. I think it was a slant. It wasn't Neighbors because Neighbors ran. I'll throw it up. There was a play where Belton got caught with the RPO. And I believe it was Neighbors that caught the slant touchdown pass. But you want to see your safety in a better spot, but just one of those leads, and that's just me being nitpicky right now. But overall, again, excited about the practice. Happy about the news with Jermaine Eluemunor doing well. One thing I'll say is this though, you can see the intensity. I said it in yesterday's video. You can see the intensity. You can see the battles, especially with the wide receivers versus the secondary. Everybody's barking back and forth. You got some good banter. You got a little bit chippy. Especially there was one video, I think Talking Giants put it up, where it was John Michael Schmitz and Bobby Okereke going back and forth, a little chippy, little grabbing and pushing type thing going on. And you want to see that competition, especially with a guy like John Michael Schmitz. I want to see that toughness to him. I want to see him do a little bit extra. Throw a little extra elbow, do a little extra push, or hold on to that block a little bit longer. Build that attitude, build that confidence, because we need him to have a big year. We need him to step up, especially if he's holding down the interior of this offensive line. We need him to do some things. The play of the day. Well, this might be an argument play of the day. One thing that I've been preaching for so long, well, not for so long, but for a whole season and all of this off season, you see the hat. Hyatt is open. Play of the day, 40 yards, Daniel Jones to Jalen Hyatt. Touchdown. He might have got away with a push off in the end zone. Again, that was against Cordell Flott. But again, you're talking about a 180-pound wide receiver versus a 185-pound cornerback. It is what it is. It might get a little bit pushy or grabby, things like that. But at the end of the day, we saw Daniel Jones take the deep shot. That's all we've been waiting for, is for Daniel Jones to take those deep shots. And hopefully we see it more and more. Not only in practice, though. But when you get into these joint practices, when you get into the preseason, because he should play in the preseason. We should not hold him out of the preseason. We need to be firing on all cylinders come week 1. These guys need to play. These guys need to get snaps in the preseason. I understand, you might get some good reps in practice, in joint practices and stuff like that. We fell for that last year. He needs to face live bullets in the preseason where he know he can get hit. We need to see how he can react to that and see how he holds up against real pressure with the threat of actually getting hit. But I digress and get back to it. But again, I think it was a big day for the offense. Definitely needed for them. Check off that the New York Giants do have weapons right now. Let's talk about who got involved. Just run down some of the practice notes that I have. Tyler Nubin out. I think we got that news from Bobby Skinner. So let's talk about the touchdown. So Jones had a touchdown to Neighbors, Cager, and Hyatt. Was it Tyrone Tracy got the touchdown from Locke today? And then Tommy DeVito had 2 touchdowns, one to Daniel Bellinger, and then one to Dennis Houston. Talked about Aziz getting pressures, and that's about it. Everything else is what it is. And again, make sure you check out Giants.com. Make sure you check out Twitter to get all of these clips that I'm talking about. Again, I'm putting them up in the video as I go. But yeah, man, solid day of practice in my opinion. Especially for the offense. Again, the defense was getting theirs too. But again, a lot of highlights, a lot of touchdowns, whether it's individual drills, whether it's team drills, a lot of touchdowns today, so many that I lost count. And guess what? That puts a smile on my face. That puts a big smile on my face, and I hope it puts a smile on your face too. But that's going to be the recap of training camp day 2. I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows Big Blue Nation. Let's go.